Western Australia or in Northern Territory or in South Australia and other places like that. Queensland took a little step for that, right? But there's $500 million that's still frozen up in the Queensland government over in stolen Indigenous wages. Now that's got to be released properly to our people in this country. Now all these little atrocities that's happening in the country now, the same with when the intervention happened with Penny Macklin and their Labor Party, with all that thing there. Basically, you got to realise that terrorism is an advance in Australia. And where terrorism is advanced in Australia, it's advanced in its legislation and in the departmental workers that work there. Because the bureaucracy is the one that uphold it for the mining companies, right? The mining companies right here in Australia, you got people like Ernie Dingo, you got people like Warren Montane, especially Ernie Dingo, people like that who are coconuts in this country, right, who are pushing our people into mining company work, right, with this 150 dismantle of the communities in the North Territory. It's just pure racism, right? There's no other means necessary to classify this as not racism. Under the rule, right, of what they are doing now, it's been like illegal right through. They've been very criminal to our country in Australia right now, right? But they haven't got the understanding of the suffering. And they're tempered up and warm. bureaucracy on top of us all the time. The white man law, apartheid, what? Can't even understand the humanity in this country, what? Because we have 500,000 years of civilization in this country. Recovered by them. 500,000 years. Now that's a lot of years of civilization in this country. They only had 250 years, what? Just imagine when they get to 300. They will really recognize it. Yeah, off their lands and placed on reserve. We have a long history in dealing with white and their failure to stop their oppression, aggression and discrimination against Aboriginal people ever since they arrived on this land. We now deal with an immaturity society, a society that doesn't understand that our land is a spiritual, vibrant landscape. It is the blood, the bone, the hair of our grandmothers and grandfathers. This land is sacred land. And I am a bloodline. All you Murrays here have a bloodline back to your country. I want to say today to the national leadership of the Federation of Lands Councils, with National Aboriginal Eye on their Health, and the Coalition of Aboriginal Organisations, all you leaders, it is now time for you to stand up and speak out. I say rise up, you people. You have got to stand up because we cannot allow this genocide to continue in Western Australia in front of our eyes on TV. And it's going to happen with the force that we showed in Myanmar. We have got to stop them. And we have got to stand up. When the Maori brothers come, know their story and stand up for them. Fight with them. They too are being deprived of their basic human rights and fundamental freedoms. They are God-given rights. They are a sovereign inherent right, and no one has the right to take that from you. We are not going to become a fraction of ourselves, half black, half white. We will maintain ourselves as and our laws. And before I go, I want to thank the Aboriginal owners and their ancestors for allowing me to be here today in this place. And I thank you. Before I put up the speak out, store I might make it, status like behind us, there's 3 different flags there. This one is the warrior flag in Canada. That what it represents is a Mohawk warrior. And on this end, with the Maori flag. Which represents their warriors. And we all know what flag this is. Over the last few days in Canada, or in Turtle Island as I like it traditionally be called, some young fellas, there's only about 15, but a few of us met when we went over there. They organised a rally and a protest in support of us because they seen what we were doing. They seen how important it was to not just show solidarity, but to understand their responsibility to stand up for their other fellow Indigenous brothers and sisters around the world. And over here, over the last few days, Maori MPs, have been coming out in support of our people to say no. Students in the universities over there are starting to say no.
together as a collective, Indigenous peoples, is much stronger. And our next speaker, if you want to know the real history about Brisbane and all songlines and the short history about where we're walking, this next fella, Alex Bond, made a documentary called Songlines of Brisbane. A very, very strong and staunch brother right here, Alex Bond.
Thank you for coming, people. It's very important that you are here to support. We are here to support those people in Western Australia, our people. Now, back in the day, I'm a descendant of the people who fought here in Brisbane from the north side. And our leader, our chief, was Dundalli. And in 1841, Dundalli's people were poisoned at Kilcoy. An interest from another country come in and wanted to make money out of that land. But back in that day, it was okay to poison and kill Aboriginal people. Today, you can't do that. So what they do, they change the word dispersal, which is murder and rape, and they call it lifestyle choices. An excuse to get rid of Aboriginal people of the land, so that Gina Reinhardt and the Treaty Forests and the diamond companies of the world can just come in and just
I was his best man and I stood behind him and I
She's saying to me, Dad was about to say my bells. She's telling me, nudging me, don't do it. Just laughing. Your best mate telling me not to do it.
So anyway, I'm gonna take some more shots. I'll see you guys around.
Yeah, most definitely, brother.
There's more of us scattered throughout.
Steve-O and all that about.
Yeah, right near the front centre bit. So yeah, you'll have to dig in a bit to.
Sorry?
You'll have to dig in a bit to get in there. So.
I thought I heard him talking. Was he talking just before? No, okay.
Talk to you later.
Remind their bosses that this is a
we should do a big round of applause for all the Jargons that are here tonight.
Thank you, Ron. This next auntie that we're going to get up, she also has a big connection to Brisbane, very strong connection. Her family does. Auntie Karen, firstly, she's been a part of the Brisbane Sovereign Embassy and also a part of the Brisbane Sovereign Ladies Group and the National Grandmothers Against Removal. And she has a message from their mob over in WA.
I'm a Kukaranga woman. I like to thank the traditional owners and give them respect and give respect to the elders past and present. I'm a grandmother. We fight for our children. We fight to get our children back. And we just finished having a teleconference, and there's a message from Sister Vanessa over there in WA. You know, I went down to Canberra Embassy. They travelled for 6 days in a bus all the way to Canberra. The Noongar, 10 embassies, the Noongar grandmothers. They travelled. And you know what the message I'm bringing? Is these mobs in WA, they're going to forum from the 20th to the 30th, a 10-day forum. And you know what? If we say we are sovereign people and we want to fight for sovereignty, why don't we do a convoy from Brisbane over there to stand with our brothers and our sisters? Instead, we're going to get out there and walk the talk and fight and stand in solidarity because they're going in and they're stealing our children. They're stealing children. We brought a auntie from WA last year. They stole a child, a granddaughter, and took it to Gladstone. They rang me over there, meeting at the fire. I said, you need to bring her over here and get her a lawyer because the fight is Queensland. And we went in there and we fought and we won. And that old grandmother got her baby back because they are thieves. They steal our children and they send them away. We're going to stop this. So everyone in there to do a convoy, why don't we get over there? Thank you.
Before we get the next speaker up, you know, I just wanted to know if there's any mob out there that want us to come up, you know, and dance, show some song, do some song, show some dance, sing, you know, show these mobs, you know, we still have our connection to country, even though there's cement and concrete.
Yeah.